Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everything in between. Falcon Dove here, and today I wanted to take the opportunity to talk about a classic franchise, a franchise that I've played and enjoyed for years. That's right, it's Vexel, baby. This is Fighting EX Layer. If you don't know what this game is, well, I'm going to give you a little bit of a history lesson. This series, this game, has been around for about 20, 30 years. It's been around a while. I remember when I first encountered it. Actually, I was a wee kid, little one, and I would go over to my aunt's place, and she'd have Street Fighter EX Alpha, which I thought was really cool. You know, it was my first taste of a fighting game, Street Fighter characters. But it also had these strange characters that I've never seen before. Skullomania, Garuda, Area, Jack, like this Pullum even, like Alan Snyder. There was so many cool, unique characters that I'd never seen before. And it actually turns out that they're from this series called Fighting EX Layer, which was done by this company called Arika back in the day. And they struck a deal with Capcom to do this really cool crossover game. And it sort of birthed this genre of 3D era fighter that was very classic, very traditional, not too complicated, just simple confirms, simple combos. And the game was a ton of fun. It was one of my first tastes of a fighting game, and I really loved it. I really enjoyed it. I was a little too smooth-brained as a child to appreciate it. But now that I'm older, and now that I have my own adult money to spend, I went out and bought Fighting EX Layer, the new version, the new iteration of the game. It's currently available, it's currently on sale, so I figured I'm going to show it off. I'm going to talk about it, I'm going to give a history lesson, and I'm going to just have fun with it. The game has so many things and nuttiness and character and personality. And I really can't gush enough over about the presentation. Like, everything's so pretty and shiny and new, but also old and retro. Even the way the game plays is super retro, right? Your building meter, your spending meter, combos are kind of short but damaging. And it hasn't got these crazy comeback factors, it hasn't got these crazy modern day fighting game things. It's just a classic fighting game. And if you sort of miss that era of classic Street Fighter, you miss that era of classic Tekken, then this might be something you're interested in. I find myself just loving it for the nostalgia fact, right? These characters are so nostalgic to me, because not only are they big in Fighting EX Layer, but they've been guest characters in so many other things. Like, they've shown up in SNK games, other Capcom games, and they're just so fun. They're just so full of life, and I love it. I love it. Boom shakalaka. This was actually my character when I was a kid, right? The big edgy spike demon. I was like, yeah, this character's so sick. And I didn't know how to use him, and I still don't know how to use him. I just think he looks cool. Like, these days you don't see stuff like this. It's just so remarkable to have my hands on such a classic game. But, I mean, we've been sidetracked, how's it feel? How's it play? Smooth as butter, right? It is so just fast. Like, when you press a button, the button comes out. It's responsive, it's slick, it's smooth. The movement is like, you're moving back and forward, you're dodging in and out, you're trying to whip punish, you're jumping, you're ducking. It's got everything. It's so good. It feels so good. And I maybe I'm not the best person to give detailed analysis, because I find myself I get excited and hyped over the silliest things. Like, to me, just running in and doing little bombos like that is so cool, right? Like, you get down there, boom, boom, boom. But hey, like, as I said, just showcasing it, just talking about it. If this looks good to you, check it out, right? Like, there's no harm in it. But let's talk about some of the other features. You have online modes, you have a traditional training mode, you have, of course, and this is the meat and potatoes of the game, the Gogi system. So this is basically like a card deck, you equip it, and it gives different effects for fulfilling goals during a fight. Kind of like a mini game, right? It's kind of like Mario Party whilst you're fighting. And these can give you super armor, these can turn you invisible, they can give you meter, more damage, more defense, all sorts of crazy things to spice up the fight. And this is accessible to everyone, and you can make your own decks, and it really changes the game from like a traditional fighter into a party game, and it's a ton of fun. I really like the Gogi system. I'm still learning it, still playing around with it. But it really complements the uniqueness of each one of these characters. They're so different from each other, but they all want to do the same thing, which is build meter, then dump meter in big combos. And it's not even like it's hard, it's just super fun, super engaging, super flashy. And once you've covered all the single player stuff, you can jump online with any character of your choosing with state-of-the-art rollback netcode. It is so nice, it is so smooth. They fought for years and years to get this netcode working, and I'm so glad they did, because I can now play it online with friends, and I'm having a blast. So yeah, it's simple, guys. If any of this piqued your interest, go check it out. It's 80% off on sale right now on all platforms. Well, anyway, I hope this has piqued your interest. I'm gonna head off for the night. Falcon out. Kaka!